Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. This is a video response to my good friend ProBman5. If you wondered why the hell I'm clapping my hands at you, it's because he does that at the beginning of each of his videos now to get everyone's attention and get them on board for the Soul Train. He did this questionnaire last time called Factoid, and I'm going to briefly just touch upon why he calls it Factoid. Him and Shock16, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Shocks, had done this thing where they give their opinion on something, but they feel it's such a strong opinion that it's a fact. So Factoid, you know, it's a joke. He asks 5 questions, and he wants people to do responses, comments, video responses, yada yada. So Brad, here we go. The first question was, did you ever have, I believe it was siblings that had bothered you or made fun of you and you got them back? My brother is about 6 or 7 years older. When I was a kid, he would no, Stella, that's not it. He would pick me up and put me in the this big toy chest we had that looked like, I think it was like a fire truck, and at the bottom there would be Legos, and it would you know how Legos hurt your feet? If you ever stepped on one, it's excruciating. So he'd do stuff like that to me and tease me and break my balls all the time as a kid. So it was kind of all in good humor, but I was a kid and I was about 5 and I didn't find it funny. I thought he just bothered me all the time and was kind of mean about it. But I have good memories too. I mean, you know. So one day he's standing there in the living room with his friend Armando, and we're hanging out, and I think he was breaking my balls again, and I started getting pissed off. So I put my arm back and I punched him as hard as I could in the stomach, and he fell to the floor. I then proceeded to run, and then my parents luckily grabbed him because he was so angry that I think he would have really hurt me. And he was, again, you know, I was 5, he was 11 or 12, so he definitely had a lot more strength and, you know, age behind him. So that was the only time I got my brother back, and I always felt bad for it, honestly, afterwards. Oh, my nose itches. Doesn't that mean I'm going to get into a fight? Which is what I'm talking about. I always felt bad for doing it because my brother was good to me, and he still is very good to me, so I kind of felt bad about that, but that's my my quick answer to ProBman5's first and second question. It's, were you ever made fun of or teased by your siblings, and then how did you get them back? So that's 2 questions. The other thing was, the third question, what is the craziest, I think it was, party you've ever been to? My sister-in-law had this ex-boyfriend who I wanted to get to know, who happened to break up with her the day after I hung out with him, which was like a fucking big thing unto itself. It was like, why did he leave her? What happened last night? What did you say? What did he do? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, nothing. I don't know what happened. So we're hanging out at his cousin's house, and I think me and one other person were the only white people there, so we were the minority of the group. It was primarily Hispanic, and there was one guy who was black. And throughout the night, this guy just got drunker and drunker and drunker. And now there's these young Spanish girls trying to get me on the dance floor, and my sister-in-law's there. I don't think I was married at the time. I think we were about to get engaged. So, you know, I was in a very serious relationship. I wasn't looking to dance with these girls or get to know any of them or whatever. And the black guy comes over, and he goes, he's all fucked up. You can see it in his eyes. I don't know if he was on anything else besides alcohol. And he goes, wow, man, those are some cool tattoos. And I tell this story all the time. He grabs my arm, and he goes, can I see them? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And he starts putting his head really close, and he goes, wow. And he's totally fucked up. So I don't know if he realizes what he's looking at. I don't know if he just is seeing pretty colors. You know, I don't know. He's like, wow, no homo, no homo. No homo, no homo. He must have said no homo about 150 times in the process of looking from my wrist up to my shoulder. I don't know if he checked out my other arm. I don't think I had that arm done, or most of it done at that point, and this one's color and this one's black and gray, so I think the color is what kind of attracted him. It was the weirdest yet funniest thing that he sat there having to justify that he was not gay over and over again with a saying I had never heard up until that point, no homo. No offense to anyone who's homosexual. I have nothing against people that are gay. It's just, it was very weird, and I just laugh at it to this day. So that was a funny story about a crazy or goofy party. I'm going to switch questions around. The 5th question was, because I have a very good story for the 4th question. The 5th question was, did you ever accomplish something in a video game excuse me, and then realize it wasn't that big of an accomplishment. Yeah, I mean, sometimes while playing like first-person shooters, you'll shoot someone to do a really cool shot, and then you realize afterwards the person's been AFK the whole match, away from keyboard, or I guess it wouldn't be AFK if you're playing on like Xbox, but you know, you do this really cool move or something, you kill them, you're like, wow, I did this great thing, and then you realize the rest of the match they're just standing there, so they must have like walked away or something, or their parents called them. So that kind of sucks. That's happened to me a couple times, but whatever. Number 4, which again I went out of order, and I'll put the questions and ProBman's, you know, channel in the description, was what is the weirdest date you've ever went on? This one's great. So I was about, I think, 21. I just got out of a couple serious relationships. I just wanted to kind of get to know people. So I went on Match.com. Now I have 2 friends, 2 close friends, that have met their significant others through Match.com. One set is engaged, and one set might as well be engaged because you could tell they're on their way. So, or I think it was the other one was Match.com. Either way, it was a dating site. So I meet a couple girls on there. One girl starts asking me, do you have any ex-girlfriends? I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. She says, well, I had an ex-boyfriend who moved, and I can't stop thinking about him, and I have his name tattooed, you know, downtown in my, I guess, like, where her pubes are. I'm like, alright, I don't want to get involved with this girl. She's fucking got some issues, and she's definitely not over this guy. She happens to show up at my job one day, because like an idiot, I must have mentioned where I worked in the mall years ago. So she shows up and like kind of looks at me and realizes who I am and wants to see if I say anything. Totally awkward. But the best story was this one girl. Talking to this girl online, we're getting along, she's very sweet. She's got the name of an ex-girlfriend of mine who doesn't have a common name, so that was kind of strange. I meet her at a diner. She walks in and she's wearing this like frumpy kind of like hippie outfit type thing. She's a white girl. She's got dreads. Totally not my thing. No offense, I don't like dreads. I don't like dreads on white people, black people, or anything. I don't like dreads. They just don't look cool to me, and they look like they smell. Again, I mean no offense, I do not like dreads for someone I'm dating. If you have dreads and you're my friend, I don't give a fuck because I'm probably not sleeping with you. So, anyhow, well, I'm definitely not sleeping with you because I'm married. So anyway, she sits down, and throughout the whole conversation, she's staring above me like this. Right over me, right through me. So one of the things in psychology that I've read over the years is if someone won't look you in the eyes or looks past you while they're speaking, they have some kind of emotional issues or some kind of psychological thing going on. So that was kind of weird. Then a fly comes by the table. I grab it and, you know, swish it. And she flips the fuck out. She starts going, oh my God, why would you do that? That's one of God's creatures. Please don't do that again. So later on in the night, I proceeded to do it again like an asshole just to push her buttons, which is not me anymore. So if you're watching this, Desiree with dreads, I apologize. So we get to talking, and she tells me she doesn't have a job. She donates her time to this play company where she makes costumes for them, and I think she said she made a lot of her clothing. So I'm like, okay, what do you do? She's like, well, for money, I recycle, and it's also my hobby. So she collects cans. So I'm on a date with a girl with dreads, who isn't black, which is where dreads I would think come from, recycles and makes her own clothes and doesn't really have a job. So right then and there I knew this wasn't going anywhere. So there was that. But let me see what else I wrote down, hold on. Alright, she also told me that I had really good grills in my hand because she was a palm reader. I believe in psychics, I believe in the afterlife, I believe in ghosts. To a degree. She was telling me that these palms in my hands and these grills meant something, and she'd tell me about it later, like almost like she knew she was going to have another date with me, which she didn't, mind you. The best part, which sounds fake, but I give my word it is true. At the end of the day, or end of the night, I said, I gotta go, you know, I got things to do, I gotta leave. It was just an excuse to get the fuck out of there. And I say to her, I better leave because I'm getting tired and I don't want to get into a car accident on the way home. I'm just, you know, spewing nonsense. She goes, oh, God forbid, reaches in her purse, pulls something out, proceeds to knock on it, and throw it back in her purse. I kind of took a double take. I said, wait a minute, what was that? Wood. I shit you not. I said, wait, what? She carries around, no joke, about this big of a piece of wood. I don't think it was like compressed wood. It was like a piece of plywood or oak or something. You know, a thick piece of wood, like heavy wood, not like flimsy bullshit. Hands it to me. I knock on it. It's wood. I hand it back to her. At this point, I don't know what to say. Who in their right mind says knock on wood and actually carries wood with them? Desiree with dreads. That's who does. So I leave. That was pretty much the whole story, but I leave. I don't know if she's gonna try and fucking kiss me or hug me or grab my ass. I don't know. She seems out of her goddamn mind. Sorry, Desiree with dreads. I put my hand out really quick. I shake her hand, and now she proceeds to tell me how great of a handshake I have, and it's strong, and it's something to do with something sexual, I think she was getting at, and I just said, all right, talk to you online. Never spoke to her again. I think that night I said, oh yeah, I got home safe. How are you? Good. That was it. That was the weirdest date I've ever been on, ever. I have another one that was kind of strange, but more just like she got angry at me and left because I was being an ass. Anyway, those are my 5 factoids. I hope you enjoyed my stupid stories. Brad, keep them coming, because I like answering these questions because they're very funny and it jogs my memory with old bullshit that happened. And today happens to be my birthday, December 4th. So, happy birthday to me. I'll probably be having dinner with my parents because my wife is at work. I told her I wanted midget strippers, which is a joke because I've never seen a stripper before in person in my life. And Thurston Howell III, the rapper, is my favorite rapper who's alive. And I wanted him to come down from Brooklyn and sing some songs about lowlives. He's not here, so obviously that didn't happen either. So, happy birthday to me. I'm making a video for you. 30 years old. 30 years old. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.